From the Home Slice News Center, this is the Daily Slice for Wednesday, February 7th, 2024. I'm D-Ray Knight. This is what's going on. South Dakota legislators rejected a ballot measure Tuesday that would have expanded gun rights in the state. The Senate Judiciary Committee voted 7-0 to send SJR 506 to the 41st legislative day, killing the measure. Republican Senator Julie Fry-Mueller of Rapid City sponsored the resolution. The measure would have limited when guns could be taken away from people charged with felonies or in domestic abuse situations. It also would have removed sales taxes on firearms, ammunition, reloading supplies, and accessories. Rapid City will be improving its streets this year. Amy Rose has the story.
Rapid City is 2 months away from starting on the first phase of a 5-phase project to improve the streets in the city's many districts. On Monday, the Rapid City Council approved the bid of $3.7 million for the first phase of the Canyon Lake Area Reconstruction Project, which is set to start sometime in April. The city will make improvements to Dove Street, 9th Avenue, Cottonwood Street, and 1st Avenue. That includes water system storm drainage and sewer and pavement upgrades. The first phase of the project is scheduled to be completed in the spring of 2025.
A bill aimed to require mud flaps on vehicles that weigh 10,000 pounds or more has moved out of committee. House Bill 1212 makes this requirement enforceable by law. Representative David Cole introduced the bill. He said the price of windshields has skyrocketed to the point of needing to regulate mud flaps on semi-trucks. Not all members of the committee agreed with Cole's perceived need for regulation. Republican Representative Liz May said there's no data to back up the need for the bill. After a narrow vote that attempted to kill the bill, the House Transportation Committee passed it on a 7-5 vote. The bill now heads to the House floor. In news from the nation and the world, U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken is briefing Israel's leaders on Hamas's response to a proposal for a ceasefire in Gaza and the release of scores of hostages. The war has entered a 5th month with both sides dug in and pursuing thus far elusive goals. Hamas laid out a 3-phase plan to unfold over 4.5 months, responding to a proposal drawn up by the United States, Israel, Qatar, and Egypt. All hostages would be released in exchange for hundreds of Palestinians imprisoned by Israel, including senior militants, and an end to the war. The proposal would effectively leave Hamas in power in Gaza and allow it to rebuild its military capabilities, a scenario that Israeli leaders have adamantly rejected. Nikki Haley had a bad night last night in Nevada. Amy Rose explains.
Nikki Haley has been swamped in Nevada's symbolic Republican presidential primary as GOP voters resoundingly picked the none of these candidates option on the ballot. Front-runner Donald Trump didn't compete in the primary, which doesn't award any delegates needed to win the GOP nomination. The former president is instead focused on caucuses that will be held Thursday and will help him move closer to becoming the Republican standard bearer. That leaves the Republican results Tuesday technically meaningless. But they still amount to an embarrassment for Haley, the former UN ambassador, who has sought to position herself as a candidate who can genuinely compete against Trump. President Joe Biden easily won the state's Democratic primary.
Meanwhile, Donald Trump has issues of his own he's got to deal with, as all eyes are on the Supreme Court in the former president's federal 2020 election interference case. The conservative majority Supreme Court's next moves could determine whether the former president stands trial in Washington ahead of the November election. An appeals court panel on Tuesday roundly rejected Trump's claims that he is immune from prosecution for actions taken in the White House. What happens next is of paramount importance to both sides. Trump's lawyers have tried at every opportunity to delay the proceedings. The Republican presidential primary frontrunner has denied any wrongdoing in the case and has characterized all the cases against him as being politically motivated. Your weather forecast from the Home Slice Weather Center. Foggy early with morning showers possible in 43. Low tonight, 32. And that was your Daily Slice for Wednesday, February 7th, 2024. The Daily Slice is a production of Home Slice Media Group, hosted by D-Ray Knight with Amy Rose. Executive producer Mark Houston. Engineered by Chris Jaquess. I'm D-Ray Knight. Have a great day.